to 7-minute icebreaker speech. Ty, hands off the buzzer. Ty, hands off the buzzer. Icebreaker. The speech is titled, thank you, Have an Open Mind. He shares experiences that encouraged him to maintain an open mind, both in his career changes and during his time living overseas that led to his food interests. Have an open mind with Chris Ecklund.
One of your plans been thrown off course. You hit a wall, you fell on your face, you were forced to stop and change direction. Gary Bertier experienced this. His car accident left him paralyzed and ended his football dreams. You might know his story from Remember the Titans, but the movie didn't tell everything. Gary made a comeback. From a wheelchair, he took up track and field, competed in the Paralympics, and won multiple medals, including gold. Wow. Gary could have given up when life took that sharp right turn, but he didn't. He kept an open mind to new possibilities. That mindset is what I'm here to share today. I've faced my own sharp right turns in my career path, pushing me to open my mind to new directions. I'm 29, yet I've worked in 4 different careers. I've also lived on 3 other continents, Australia for half a year, Asia for half a year, and Europe for over a year. These experiences opened my mind, including to new flavors, and shaped me into a novice foodie. Have you learned to keep an open mind? In high school, I thought I had my life figured out. I stumbled across an additional reading section in my friend's physics textbook. Career in physics. Roller coaster designer. I was hooked. I set my sights on a mechanical engineering degree and dedicated the next 6.5 years to that goal. During college, for 1 semester, I studied engineering abroad in Melbourne, Australia. On the surface, Australia seemed similar to the US. I could have easily forgotten to be open-minded. But beneath the surface, it is not. An example, of course, is the food. I loved the new flavors and spices from the other side of the world. When I returned home, I asked my cousin what his favorite flavor or spice was. His answer painted a pretty black and white picture of my familiar food back home. Salt and pepper. Australia opened my mind to new bold flavors and spices. After graduation, I didn't become a roller coaster designer, but I'm thankful I did get a job at Universal Theme Parks, which was a dream come true in its own way. I was a quality control engineer for new rides being built. Assigned to Universal Beijing Resort, I lived in Beijing for 6 months during the pandemic, fall 2020 through spring 2021. Beijing was a lesson in keeping an open mind. Because of the significant differences, everything was new, especially the food. You know, when you're growing up, and there's that one vegetable you just can't stand? For me, that was mushrooms. You know what vegetable is in almost every dish in Beijing? There was even a dessert with mushrooms in it. But they grew on me. I learned to like the mushrooms. And many other new things. My career hit a sharp right turn when my time at Universal ended due to the pandemic. I made the big decision to move to Budapest, Hungary, and Central Europe to join my fiance, who was working abroad there. Even though my mind was wide open to new career directions, finding work in Hungary was tough. I didn't speak Hungarian. But I found a job teaching math at a private international high school. Career path number 2. Living in Budapest was captivating. I opened my mind quite happily to the commuting lifestyle in Budapest because in almost every train station, there's a bakery. The pastries were incredible. I actually kept a pocket in my backpack full of coins. So on my commute home from work, if I had enough time between my first and second train, I was always ready for a quick stop and a pastry. After a year in Budapest, we moved back to Orlando. Instead of continuing teaching, I've been planning to go back to theme parks and work in design and technology. To transition, I got a computer programming job. Career path number 3. But despite the skills I had taught myself, I struggled to get a job in the roles I wanted. This dead end was another sharp right turn in my career. Then, 2 past connections from my theme park days both asked me, "Have you thought about sales?" At first, I brushed it off, but I opened my mind to it, researched, and got hooked. Career path number 4 became sales. A new way to connect people's problems with solutions. For the past year and a half, I've worked in sales. I'm now at a commercial moving and relocation company. Sometimes, those sharp right turns lead to outcomes you never expected. I enjoy helping others open their minds to new possibilities in their own careers, sharing my career changes to inspire others, sharing how many paths are out there, and I introduce friends to new flavors when I can. If life deals you a sharp right turn, remember, after 1, 2, 3 more turns, you might find yourself back where you started, this time with a new perspective and maybe a second chance to reach your goals.